Hello, John.
Hey, uh,
We made progress. Sort of.
yeah. So what everyone didn't see was I did a whole bunch of digging. I created a big shaft down to the bottom of the world, and Corey put together a crafting station.
I made a sort of a gazebo thing with a head to protect us. So, just some chests, grindstones over here still, a couple furnaces. Nothing fancy or technologically cool. Hopefully, that's what we'll get taken care of today. The farm's still the same. The gazebo is just to protect us from rain and hopefully keep some of the monsters out. We torched up the place a little bit, help prevent random creeper explosions. Also, John made a little lava pit over here to help with our lava generation. So we have a couple more crucibles and some tanks here just to store excess lava. Hopefully later I'll actually make this a little bit more automated too.
Yeah. Oh, surprise birch tree. Where'd we get that?
Oh, I put that down earlier. I threw down a couple of saplings I found in a chest somewhere, and I thought I'd make the place look a little niftier.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
speaking of niftier, over here on the other side of the island, I started building something.
Oh yes.
We can't live in a gazebo hut forever because that would be boring. And what better way not to be boring than to start building some stuff? Oh, there he is. Yeah, I forgot. These boots make me run way faster than I'm supposed to. Coolest boots
So
ever.
what is that stained glass up there?
Actually, that's the cool thing. If you come in here, and there's a little stairway up so that you're not trapped down there, um, that is just a template. That's actually not any real blocks. So this item
Oh.
here is a building guide. And if you click on any of the sides, the top or the bottom, you can adjust the range and the size of the thing you're looking at. And if you shift and right click, it'll actually change the mode to triangle mode, pentagon, hexagon, octagon, sphere, cylinder, cuboid, and dome. What it was on was dome. So it can let you build complex shapes by giving you a little template to follow and make it a lot easier to make some more niftier looking things rather than just big blocky structures.
That is really nifty.
Yeah, it's actually what I used to set the size for this tower and for the base of the other one when we were off camera for a little while. So what I was planning on doing was having a dome. Oh, I've got it all messed up now. I think it was 7 by 7. Oh, yeah, that's too short. But basically making a dome out of clear glass, and the clear glass would all have a connected texture. And so when you look up, all you would see was a big clear right out to the sky, but it'd actually be a dome of glass. But to do that, and the other thing that's kind of cool, when you adjust the size, so like if I click here and then click back here to reset it, it tells you the total block count. So for a 7 by 7 by 7 dimension dome, it tells me I need 285 blocks. So I know
Oh,
exactly how many blocks I'm going to need before I even have to start guessing to place stuff down.
okay.
It is by far one of the coolest blocks in the game. And it's really simple to make. It's just a torch surrounded by glass.
Huh.
Because all it does is put down a guide. They're just ghost blocks. They don't actually do anything other than tell you where to build.
Well, I basically just had one goal that I wanted to get accomplished between episodes. That was to get the stuff I needed to build my blood altar. My plan is to take over the Tritons, take their home, and make it into my blood temple.
That's rather dark.
Yeah, yeah, I know this series started out happy, but it's gonna get dark.
Damn. Well, you might guess from the coloring of my little area, I don't plan to do anything quite so dark as that. In fact, there's a couple of things I'd like to get done this in this series of episodes, mostly on making our lives a little easier, not so hectic with having to grind ore and do this and do that.
Yes, that is necessary.
So the first thing I'm actually going to do is build up some tech, and I'm going to do it here kind of at our main little camp. I've taken to calling this kind of our base camp because it's just a collection of random stuff. It's It's not really organized in any great way. We have a little gazebo, we have a farm, we have a bridge, but other than that, a couple of beds out in the middle of nowhere. But it's not really a permanent settlement. But I'm going to build up our tech here because we tend to keep finding our way back here. So I'm going to try to make a little isolated location to where a creeper doesn't come in and blow it all to hell. Because some of these things are actually kind of expensive. But I'm going to start there with getting energy put together and getting a couple of machines. And luckily, I've actually pre-sorted all that stuff into a single chest, so I should be able to build it pretty quickly, but also explain what's going on. However, it's getting to be nighttime, and I don't want to get attacked by zombies while I'm building complicated machinery.
Right, you can use those stolen beds.
Yeah,
Put on
which
some
we
mood music.
did completely steal. I mean, don't get me wrong, the Tritons kind of have it coming, but making a blood temple and then sacrificing them to the blood god, a little further than I was planning on going. Anywho, so materials that are in here. I'm just going to go ahead and pull all these out and walk you guys through what I am doing in order to get a couple of pieces of tech.
And watch you on the crafting station.
Yeah, I'm just going to use this one over... Oh, where'd you go? Oh, you're right behind the pole. Alright, you're hiding. Okay, so first thing is first. We need something that's going to generate power. Now, in order to do that, we're going to make magmatic engines, because they're a little bit easier... they generate more power than steam dynamos, and they're, in general, just better without needing that much more materials. To do that, we need... 2 Invar gears per engine, and then I have to look up the recipe because I don't remember it from the top of my head, but this is what NEI is for. So magmatic dynamo requires redstone transmission coil, which is silver and redstone, 2 Invar gears, some Invar ingots, and redstone. And I forgot to put redstone in my chest, but we have tons of it. So, oops, not that chest, this chest. So I'm not that worried about it. So we'll make the transmission coil, and we have our gears, whoops, like that, and oops, presto, magmatic dynamo, which generates energy and requires hot fluids. Lava is a hot fluid that works.
Sounds fancy.
Well, it's not too fancy, but it's kind of mid-tier. It's going to be great for what we need for a little while. I am also going to make some conduits, because we need a way to transmit power from the engine, the magnetic dynamo, to wherever we need to get it to. Now, the most basic of conduits is a leadstone energy conduit, which just needs glass, redstone, and a couple of pieces of lead. So I'm going to start with those. I'm only going to build the minimum number right now, which is 6. But leadstone energy conduits can only transfer energy at a rate of 80 redstone flux RF per tick. Now, luckily, our single magmatic dynamo only outputs at 80, but I'm going to want to build more of them. The nice thing is, though, I can upgrade these, and with a little bit of redstone and a little bit of Invar, I can make hardened energy conduits, and those transfer up to 400 RF per tick for very little material upgrade. Really, the most expensive thing there is the Invar. But we can afford that, so I'm going to go ahead and make those because there's no reason not to. I think I also have enough Invar to make one more. I have perfectly enough to make one more magmatic dynamo, so I'm going to do that.
Alright.
Because we have plenty of lava to afford to run 2 engines.
I adjusted my sound because the zombies were so loud in the last episode. I think I may have overcompensated.
Oh.
I can't hear anything.
Oh my. Now the third thing that we need, so now we have a way to make power and a way to transfer power. Now we need a place to store power. And again, the entry level thing for that is a leadstone energy cell, which can hold up to 400,000 RF, and it sends and receives at a rate of 80 RF per tick. So it's the lowest tier, but it's also upgradable. For that, we need copper, a redstone conductance coil, which is electrum, which is a mix of silver and gold, and a leadstone energy cell, frame, which is lead, a redstone block, which is 9 redstone, and glass. So it's actually not that complicated to build. It sounds a lot more complicated than it actually is. So we get our redstone block, we surround that with lead and glass to make the leadstone energy cell frame. We use electrum with redstone to make a conductance coil. Plop that down. Voila, leadstone energy cell. So now we have that. So now we have a way to make power, store power. But that does nothing for us if we don't have a way to use power. And the first thing I want to do is get rid of this stupid grinder because it's boring and tiresome, and I want something that's going to do it for us.
Agreed.
That is called a pulverizer. There's actually a few, it turns out, a couple of machines that could do this, and different ways of doing it. The simplest one I've always found, though, is the pulverizer from the thermal expansion mod. And all machines in thermal expansion start with a machine frame, which is some gold, some glass, and some iron, which isn't too bad. It's only 1 gold. The pulverizer then uses a piston, some flint, and another reception coil to get the job done. So I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, I don't want to make 16 of these. That would use a lot of the gold that I have right now. I only want to make 1. But I am going to... That gets my conductance coil. Going to make my machine frame. And then... Do I have flint? Yeah, I do have flint. Oh, I also need a piston, which that's simple enough. Just some wood, some redstone. Do you have any cobble? I forgot to grab cobble.
I can go grab some.
Alright. Oh, it's... Never mind.
Got it.
I found it.
Still not used to the sorting system, I guess.
It's alright. It's a shit sorting system. It's chests with no labels. So, piston. So with piston and reception coil, machine frame, flint, and copper, that gets our pulverizer. Pulverizer uses power to do the same thing that the grinder does, and it does it a little bit faster, and it just uses energy instead of manual labor. It also has automatic input and output slots so that you can automatically fill stuff into it, let it run for a long time, and have it automatically pump crap out.
Nice.
Now, what's nice to pair up with this is a way to then smelt down that dust. And there's another machine in thermal expansion called a redstone furnace, which is built almost the same way, and most of the machines actually in thermal expansion are almost built the same way. Again, another reception coil, some copper, machine frame, but this one uses bricks and redstone instead. So I'm going to go ahead and build another one of these reception coils, another machine frame, a little bit too much iron. I'd say too much iron never killed anyone, but I'd be wrong. Throw a little bit of redstone in there, some copper for transmission, and voila, we have a redstone furnace. Redstone furnace actually can cook just anything. I mean, it acts just like a furnace, but instead of burning coal, it burns energy. And it's actually not too bad in terms of efficiency either. It saves a lot of coal, actually, for what we would otherwise not do anything with, which is just a boatload of lava in this case.
Okay.
So that gives us a couple of things that we can at least get started with. But I will get started with that actually to start with, but we need a place to put it. And I'm going to put it all over sort of close to this lava, and there's a reason for that. I'll just build a little bit of a protected area here. Oh.
Okay. Well, while you're working on that, I'm going to see if I can fix my sound issue. I'll be right back.